Hello everyone. 2022. Yikes. Anyway, trying something new this time. Wanted to do something new for my patrons since I've been a little slacking on my duties. So I thought maybe it might be cool if I did an actual live drawing instead of just the time lapse. And what my thought is that once I actually finish the drawing, then I can take all these videos and make a time lapse video so it's the complete, but you guys can actually watch the process of each of the monthly drawings that I do. So this one I'm starting with Natalie from V for Vendetta. I actually sketched this out a couple months ago and I haven't had a chance to get back to it. So I thought today would be the day. Anyway, where I usually start, and this is just preference, is one of the eyes, usually the right eye. It gives me a good point of origin, and it also, if I can get the eyes right, I always believe this, that if you get the eyes, that's key. It's kind of like the window to the soul. I have different pencils here just to do different shades, but I always start with the regular HB lead to get the fundamentals. Eventually, I'm gonna try to do these videos like a live video so you guys can ask questions and hopefully I can pay attention enough to actually answer them. But in the meantime, I hope you dig this. For music, I found a cool 2-hour synthwave that's royalty free. So, courtesy of White Bat Audio. Looks like I drew this eyeball a little too much. If anyone is interested, this is the portrait that I am going by. For those that don't know, this is a kneaded eraser. It's kind of like Play-Doh eraser almost. You can shape the eraser to any shape you want, so you can get in there and really fine-tune the parts you want to erase. Now, a lot of artists like to, say don't put too much pressure on when you first start. And I try to stick with that. Unfortunately, I get somewhat passionate sometimes with my drawings that I forget. So what I'm thinking about doing is creating 15-minute videos. That way you don't get too bored. This right here is my dark, like a heavy lead, so it gets some dark shades in. You can see that eye's filling in. Now, re-looking at the drawing, it looks like I drew this bottom part of her eye a little too high. Because the tip of her cornea there doesn't go quite as low as I originally thought. This is what it's called a blender. It's just basically paper, but you can then take the graphite that you put down and blend it. I also use fingers when it gets to like bigger parts of the area that need to be blended. This happens a lot when I sketch things out, and then when I go back to actually drawing them, I'll realize, oh yeah, I kind of messed that part up. In future videos, I'd like to reach out to different musicians to see if I can get their permission to use music to go along with this, instead of just randomly trying to find music, although I'm pretty kind of digging this music right now. I like to use the blender a lot when I have bigger areas that require more of a shading look. Some of you guys might be thinking, you know, hey, this sounds like Stranger Things. Well, that's Synthwave, baby. It's a cool return to the 80s electronic sound. It's become a pretty big wave, pardon the pun. But I love the fact that we're going back to that kind of simpler, cooler music style. I really grew up on like this kind of music. It got me into like John Carpenter and Harold Faltermeyer and others. Now, because I'm drawing on the right side of the face, I'll wait to do the rest of this so I can not smear as much as I possibly could. I should get some shadows in here. And a little bit of a reflection. This is a charcoal white pencil. It can help me add a little gleam in her eye. Over here. All right. So now we're going to get into more of the hair. Hair is kind of tricky. Sometimes I can get away with less, and sometimes there's just so much texture. I get kind of lost in the rendering of it. Hair is also kind of an important thing for me because I've done plenty of portraits where I've screwed up the hair and it looks nothing like them, and I can't say get people like, who is this supposed to be? Like, if you don't know, I don't want to tell you. I'm also going to try to not swear as much during these videos so they can be more family friendly, but I will try. I guess I can always just bleep myself out in post. Now, you may just ask, well, why don't you just use the blender and, like you're doing right now, and color in the hair? Because the hair has so much texture, at least hers does. You know, some hair I might be able to get away with that if it's just like jet black or... But in this case, she's got a lot of little details to her hair. That's going to take some extra love and care to get correct. I also have a tendency of making hair more wispy, like fairy-like than it really is, but I guess that's just artist's touch. Now, in case you're wondering, why am I like jumping all over different areas? I'm kind of looking at my sketch going, why did I do that? So I'm going in and kind of like fine-tuning the sketch area. Oh man, 15 minutes already. Well, hopefully you like this first version of this video. I'm going to continue drawing and then just basically making portions of the video. So if you like what you're seeing, stay tuned for video 2. Thanks, guys.